Hi guys!
I'm Leah and I'm a full-time seller on Poshmark, and this is my husband Aaron.
Hey!
He does a lot of follows and he does a lot of the following for me on Poshmark, and he also helps me with sharing my closet and sharing other people's closet. And together we work on Poshmark, and we just wanted to have a little fireside chat with you. So I got my coffee and we're just gonna chit chat a little bit.
But for today we wanted to answer a few basic questions about Poshmark and our success story. We know a lot of people think that everyone's having success and they put it up on YouTube. But I want to get straight to the point about one thing right away. It takes a long time before you get to success. It's not winning the lottery. It takes many days and weeks and sometimes even years of learning and trying different things. I wanted to tell you guys that it's about patience. Patience and trusting in the Lord. The biggest thing on my heart is that if you trust in the Lord and you take your concerns and your worries to the Lord in prayer, He'll answer them and He'll show you the path. He'll show you the path you need to take to reach success, whether it be on Poshmark or in anything in life.
One of the biggest things that I've learned through the last couple of years is that you really never stop learning and understanding how to grow your business and make more sales. And there's always new things to learn, and the market is constantly changing too. And so you have to really adapt to the market, but also know some common things as far as when you're working with sales and selling different items, what's going to attract people and how are you going to market your items. And on Poshmark it makes it really simple to market your items just by sharing, but even farther than sharing is the cover shot and making sure the cover shot looks good. And I know for me it's constantly developing that cover shot and making that item look good, and making sure it's clear, and there's always ways that I tweak and edit it. And it's just a constant process. Like even today I found a couple of listings that I thought that I need to change them and make them look a little bit better than how they're listed. So that's one thing that I would definitely say is, like, you're never like there completely. You've never reached the ultimate goal of being like the best or the greatest Poshmark seller, because you're always constantly learning and growing and adapting, and there's always more work to do.
Some of our questions I've seen, or concerns people have, are what things to get. Well, we'll tell you right now, and how much to get. We'll tell you right now is you really got to test it out and try it for yourself. Leah here has said, I've heard her say oftentimes, if you don't like it yourself, you probably aren't going to be able to sell it well. And you probably don't know a lot about it. I feel the same way. If I'm confident with the brand or the style of clothing, I can sell it well. I know ties pretty well. I love wearing a tie when I go to work every day. I love wearing button-down shirts. I know button-down shirts. I know things that I like and how it fits. If it fits fitted or if it has to fit more classic fit. You know, sell things that you're familiar with. And with that being said, that brings me to a very strong point that we want to talk about in just this little quick video, is goals. Set small goals first to accomplish bigger goals later. And if you're setting small goals that are easy to obtain, you can eventually obtain the bigger goals, which lead to the big success that you hear people talk about all the time. For example, you're looking to figure out what to sell and how much to sell. Set a small goal with a small couple of items that you are familiar with, that you like, and put them up. Don't get hundreds and thousands of those items. Just get 2 or 3 of them. Start small and test it and try it out yourself. And as you begin to learn yourself with what you like and what works, you'll realize how you can grow in that area. And then you do small goals of testing out new things, a few things at a time, before you jump into it. It's a little bit of trial and error and taking a risk at it. So the big thing we're trying to emphasize here is start small and slowly build up. And that takes time.
Yep. And look for things that you want, that you personally want. Like if you love wearing a white shirt every day and you find yourself going on to these online sellers and you're constantly looking at white shirts, see how you can get white shirts to sell them in your closet, because that's something that really interests you and that you really like.
Yes.
Now it might not be white shirts, it might be a certain brand name or something that you love so much. Try to figure out a way how you can get that inexpensively and find that community of people who are also like you to sell that item, and you'll have you'll enjoy it, you'll enjoy selling that item, and then hopefully you'll be successful as you work hard at it.
Another thing, going back to the goals thing, I want to just give you a little testimony on about us and how we obtained the success we have obtained. We're up to 10,000 listings on Poshmark right now. And you might be thinking, wow, that's a lot of items. Well, we didn't get there in a day or in a week. It's been like that over 3 years we built up to that. It's taken some time. We've set some small goals and we have grown on that. And I want to tell you about some of the small goals that we have set. One of them is with listings. We try to put up about, right now when we first started out, I guess we probably try to put up 10 to 15 listings a week. Mm-hmm. Now we're putting up anywhere from 30 to 60 listings a week. But we're still not putting up thousands of listings a week. We still manage it and we slowly grow as we see that we succeed at it. So we started a small goal in the beginning by just sharing a few closets, other closets every day, maybe a couple hundred listings. Now, every day, we try to share anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 other closet listings. And we gradually grow on that.
There's been areas that I've done well at with Poshmark and other ventures or businesses, and what I've failed at. And you know, you work at both of them and you see what's profitable and you try to stick more with the things that are profitable than with the things that you're failing at. You know, there's certain brands that don't do very well on Poshmark, and I've tried to sell those brands, but for me they don't sell. For some other people they might do well, but I've learned for myself that I might not pick up a certain brand because I've had a bad experience with it in the past, or I'm not able to sell it. But that's another lesson that I've learned, is there's certain things that I failed at that I shy away from now that I've learned, like, well, maybe that doesn't do so well, and I try to stick with the things that do well.
Just a major important thing that I found, and I'm always telling Leah, make sure you got items. You know, as part of goals and our successes, make sure your closet is stocked full of products. If you only got 1 or 2 things and you got a bunch unlisted, you got to do a little bit of work. In fact, it's a lot of work, but you got to do the work of listing. If you want people to come to your closet and they see that you only got 1 or 2 items, they don't have a whole lot to pick from. But the more items that they have to pick from means more selection, more sizes, more things that they can get interested in, that they can bundle and do a one-stop shop all in your closet.
When we set goals, we often think about like say you have a goal to run a marathon, but it's just such a huge, big goal, and you get overwhelmed by thinking of running the 26.2 miles. But it's not, you go from 0 to 26.2, it's you go from 0 to maybe like half a mile, and you start with that, and then maybe the next week you do a full mile. It's just a little bit at a time, and when you do that little bit at a time, you set those small goals, then one day eventually you'll be able to run that marathon, or list 100 listings in a day, or share multiple thousands of listings. But set those small goals. List 1 item today, like just list 1 and then go have a cup of coffee. And then maybe next week list 2. It's not go run a marathon right now. It's when you're starting, just list 1 item. Just do one thing at a time and just gradually increase it.
Gradually growing is how you get success. Success doesn't come overnight. In today's world, people want things faster than ever. They want to succeed overnight. They want to be an instant millionaire. They want to have instant gratification. But the reality is that as life takes time, so does business, so does finding what works for you. So we hope these tips here helped you today.
Ask us some questions below that you would like us to answer, and we will try to put out another Q&A time with the questions that you ask us. And if you like this style of video, give it a thumbs up.
And like and subscribe.
Bye guys.
Bye.